It is time.
Hey guys, it's me, that f***ing bitch. Hey guys, Tessa here, and for today's video, I am going to be doing a Q&A about my time on BUNK'D.
Who cares?
If you do not know, hello, my name is Tessa, and I played the character Hazel on the first 2 seasons of the Disney Channel show BUNK'D. She's the girl with the pigtails that's really mean to Emma and obsessed with Xander.
Hi, Sandy. I love you.
Yeah, that's Hazel. That's me.
That's me.
Anyway, before we begin, I just want to say I'm sorry.
How long has that been there?
I know that you guys have been waiting for this video. I'm getting married in 2 months, and this whole past year has just been filled with wedding planning and also this new job that I can't talk about yet. So those 2 things have just been taking up my brain, my whole brain, and I had no brain left. Oh, and yes, these are photos of Robert Pattinson on my phone. I wrote down questions that you guys had about BUNK'D on my phone. Gonna spill some tea for you guys.
Interesting.
The main question that everyone wants to know is, why did I leave BUNK'D? That's the main thing. That's probably why you clicked on this video. First off, it was not my decision at all. Like, I did not choose to leave because I was being mistreated or because of any drama that happened. It's not like I was like, I quit. I did not quit. I did not choose to leave. I was just an actor doing my job. I wasn't even a series regular, which is a character that's contracted to be in every single episode. Hazel was a recurring character on the show, so I was in about half of the episodes, but there was no guarantee that I was ever going to be asked back. So I was just grateful for every single episode that I got to be in. But I did get a call after the 2nd season that the show was gonna be moving in a new direction and that they weren't gonna be asking a lot of us back, including me. And this is where my theory comes in. Hold for plane. After the 2nd season, we all thought that the show was maybe gonna be canceled, but then I heard that it was really popular on Netflix. So my theory is that Disney was maybe ready to cancel the show, but because it was so popular on Netflix, they made the creative decision to kind of like transition the show into something that would work really well for Netflix, where it could run for a long time, they could swap in different kids, and just change the vibe from like a Jessie spin-off show to its own camp show with like a new storyline, new characters, all of that. That makes sense to me, but again, I know nothing. I have no idea if that's true or not. That's just my theory. Did you ever have beef with any castmates on BUNK'D? Was there any drama on set? Well,
Wait a minute.
no. No! Who would I have beef with? Well, I mean, there was no beef from me. If there was any beef, then it was one-sided beef. Same with drama. If drama happened, I was not a part of it, so I don't like drama. I'm not into that. I will just tell you to your face if I think something, but I did hear, I just said I don't like to spread things.
Is it me? Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama.
I did hear that there was some drama on other Disney sets, not on ours, but I'm not saying which. Did you have a crush or date anyone in the BUNK'D cast? Okay, 1, I was older than everyone, and 2, I was already in love.
I finally found someone who gets me.
I was dating Joe at the time and have kept dating him, and now I'm going to get married to him. Sorry, Xander. Are you friends with Emma in real life, or was it Emma versus Hazel off screen as well? People ask me this all the time. No, I did not hate Peyton at all. I don't think it's possible for me to hate Peyton because she is honestly like the sweetest person in the entire world. Hazel hated Emma, but I did not hate Peyton. I love Peyton. She is gorgeous, she is talented.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping.
I love her. What was the cast like? What was it like working with younger kids? These kids were incredible. Like, they blew me away. They were all so focused and talented and funny.
Spectacular, never the same, totally unique.
I just loved being around them. Like, that's what I mean. We had a great cast. It was a great vibe. As for each kid specifically, like I said, Peyton was just so sweet, so nice, so talented. Sky was so funny. Everything she said like made me laugh. Karan is like my favorite person, and he has the darkest sense of humor. I swear he is just going to one day like run his own production company or something. Again, so talented. These kids were so talented. And then we have Miranda, who has the best comedic timing I've ever seen. Like, seriously, she is a pro. Kevin was just this like mini Midwest Zac Efron. I was obsessed with him. He was so goofy. Nina, oh my gosh, and Nina, she was such a little baby when we started. Like, she was so shy, but then it was amazing because I got to see her like grow as an actress, because she got like so much more comfortable like as the seasons went on. And then Nathan was like my buddy. Nathan was my nerd buddy. We both loved Star Wars and Harry Potter, so we would just like talk about that all the time. And now he's all grown up now too. He's probably taller than me now. Are you still in contact with any of the members from BUNK'D? Yeah. I mean, I'm probably the closest with Karan. He is going to my wedding and I'm very excited and I can't wait to see him. The rest of them, I guess we're all just like internet friends. I did see Peyton last year at this Space Jam event, and it was so funny because I was just hanging out with my friends and then I hear Tessa? And it was just so nice seeing her, and we got to like catch up, and that was really nice. Oh, and I did text her after I watched Cobra Kai because it was so good. And I was like, girl, I'm obsessed. You're amazing in this. Who else did I see? Oh my God, this is so random. Okay, so I saw Sky, most random place ever. I saw her in a nail salon and we were both getting our nails done. We were the only two people in the nail salon, but we didn't realize that we knew each other because we had masks on and we were just like doing our own thing. It wasn't until she checked out and I heard her voice and I was like, Sky? And she's like, Tessa? How was your first day on set? It was great. Karan thought I was Haley Williams, which made my life. I wish, but no. But yeah, the first day was just, it was pretty chill. We all like met everyone and we did a table read. They showed us around the different sets and our dressing rooms. And I think we did a lot of costume stuff. Were you treated badly? I feel like Disney Channel is so chaotic and forceful, but that's my theory. No, I was not treated badly at all. Honestly, when I was on Disney Channel was probably like the best I was treated as an actor on set. The organization, the scheduling, the communication, like staying on top of things and staying like being on time. Disney was so good at that. I'm telling you, there have been sets where I have been called and gotten into hair and makeup and costume and then have just sat around for hours and hours and hours on end, and then at 3 o'clock in the morning we finally shoot our thing and it's chaotic and stressful and everybody is miserable, but that was not Disney. I mean, I can only speak for myself. If other people had other experiences, that's their own experience, but my experience was great. I can't with this question. Was your Disney contract
signed in blood?
No. I'm jealous. I want a freaking blood oath. I didn't get these blood contracts. Tell me when. I'll do it.
I'll be a vampire for Disney. Hell yeah.
Anyway, did you take any souvenirs from set? Yes, I took these. I accidentally wore these home and then I didn't bring them back because I wanted to keep them.
Sorry.
Can you still do Hazel's laugh? Of course. I love Hazel's laugh. I wanted to create a specific laugh for Hazel because I love villains that have like these iconic laughs. I came up with this laugh and then I started doing it, and the producers and the writers liked it so much that they kept putting it in different episodes. Like they would say, do Hazel's laugh, like do that laugh, that specific laugh. And that was just the best. And I was like, yes, I created a laugh. I was very proud of myself. How was Mrs. Kipling? I heard Mrs. Kipling died. Is that correct. I don't know if that's true or not, but if that's true, that is so sad. But I do have a Mrs. Kipling story. So when they were shooting anything with Mrs. Kipling, like half the time they were using a real animal named Frank, and the other half of the time they had this really intricate looking Mrs. Kipling puppet. So for the spirit stick episode, when Hazel is like,
Why are there bite marks on the stick, Emma?
they ended up using the puppet for that, but first they tried to shoot a scene with the actual lizard. So they're shooting the scene, I'm not paying attention, and then I just feel a tongue on my leg and I just scream because this lizard is not supposed to be touching us, and I feel a tongue on my leg and I'm just like, oh my God. I scream, I jump back, and then I look back and I see this 7-foot long, 70-pound lizard like coming at me like this. And then there's 2 grown men holding this lizard back by its tail, like with all of their might. And the lizard is just looking at me in the face. And it's just like, and then our director, Rich, he was like, wow. Yeah, he was really coming for you. Obviously, they used the puppet because Mrs. Kipling really liked me and wanted to bite my leg. Did you love playing Hazel? Yes. Yes. This character was perfect. It was everything that I love. Like being a villain, being like obsessively in love. She was iconic. I was so lucky I got to play her and I had a blast. What was it like on set? Was it actually outside or was it inside? So everything was actually shot on a soundstage. Even if it looked like it was outside, it wasn't. It was inside. It was built inside. So like trees, the campground, every single set that you saw that looked like it was outside, it was inside. Were you scared of the rat on your shoulder for that one episode? No, I loved my rat. Oh my gosh. The other girls were scared. And actually, Hazel's rat was played by 3 different rats that had like different rat skills. So one rat was really good at running from like one place to another, and another rat was really good at like standing on its hind legs, and then the third rat was really good at like being on your shoulder and just sitting. But that one rat that was sitting on my shoulder, it did get scared and it peed on me. If a rat pees on you, it's good luck. I just made that up, but. Did you guys actually light the cabins on fire when you did the fire episode? Yes and no. So there was real fire that was used during that episode, but it had to be very controlled and very safe because there were all of these actors that were on set. It's not like we just like lit wood and watched it burn or something, you know? Oh my gosh, this question. Did Hazel say she loved Xander to try and hide the fact that she loved Emma? I love this. That is up to you. That is your personal interpretation. All I'm saying is, makes sense? What was your favorite costume to wear at your favorite Hazel outfit? Oh man, that's hard. Hazel had so many iconic looks. I honestly just loved Hazel's like basic outfit of like the pigtails, suspenders, boots, and high socks, and that was close to what I wore in my original audition. That's like how I pictured Hazel's look anyway. They just like added suspenders, which I thought was amazing. Oh, you know what my favorite costume was though? The episode where Hazel and Xander get married, they have like that ghost wedding or whatever. That wedding dress was actually the first wedding dress that I'd ever tried on in my life. They say that like, oh, you love the first dress you put on or something, and it was like the most ugly dress, and my mom was actually on set that day, and so my mom was like helping me get into my wedding dress. I loved it. It was so ugly. Also, Peyton's bridesmaid outfit was ugly, and I remember she hated it. What was your favorite episode to film on BUNK'D? Man, these are hard questions. Probably, I think this was in the 2nd season. It was the episode where Hazel is playing that like role-playing game with Ravi and Tiffany. Karan was like a lizard, and Nina was like a violin. Oh, yeah. And I got to freaking wear an invisibility cloak at the end. I just love that episode because it was so nerdy. I have all these like random stories. So when we were filming that scene specifically, there was a part where I had to roll this like big dice. I think Karan was like, if you roll a 6, then you win. So in the scene, I had to roll like anything but a 6. Bob, our director, told me, he's like, if you roll a 6, I'll give you $20. And so when we were filming on our first Tate. I rolled a 6. Everybody started dying laughing, and Bob gave me $20. Every episode that I got to be in was ridiculous and fun. Either there was some animal, or I did some weird stunt, or got flung around or thrown into something. It was the best. I loved it. What was your favorite scene that you filmed with Peyton? Oh, poor Peyton. Hazel was so mean. Oh my gosh, I know. What episode was this? It was the episode where I had that ribbon. I like flicked the ribbon right into Emma's face, and I just hit her right in the face. And I remember when we were filming, I was doing this like dramatic thing, and then I like snapped it and I hit it right in her face. And Peyton was always such a good sport. She was so good to work with. I felt so... What was the weirdest situation you were in while filming? Oh, you know, probably that scene with the freaking cranberries. Oh my God. I was wrestling Lou and Emma like in that big vat of cranberry goop. First, before we shot that scene, they had to put this like random weird gel in my hair because they were afraid that the cranberries were gonna like dye my hair red. When we were filming the scene, it was freezing. Like it was so cold, and the cranberry vat was cold, everything was cold. And then when the scene was over, they like put... This sounds so weird, but this is what they had to do. They put us all in like body bags, and they basically had to carry us back to our dressing rooms so we could shower all that stuff off of us, because they didn't want all of the cranberry stuff to get all over the set. Favorite blooper or mistake story? There were times that I like just messed up my lines or something, but that's not like a good... Trying to think of like a good time. Oh, I think this was that same episode. So in the beginning of that cranberry episode, Hazel's like playing badminton with herself or something. It's so stupid. I had to play, like hit the ball in the air and then run under the net really fast and then hit the ball back to myself, and I had to just keep doing that over and over. I was in the back of the set, so I couldn't really hear that well what like the director was saying. And so they forgot to tell me that they had yelled cut. And so I just kept running back and forth. And then they realized, and they were like, oh, Tessa, sorry, you're done, you're good. It was embarrassing, but funny. Sorry, I'm very thirsty. Liquid death. Who was your favorite cast member to work with on BUNK'D? Oh man, that's hard. Honestly, I think Miranda. Like Hazel and Lou had such a dynamic relationship, and there was like that history there between them, that whenever like we were in a scene together, she was always like taunting me. When I was doing stuff with Emma, that was like really obvious how I was supposed to act, and same with Xander. It's like, oh, whenever Hazel's around Xander, she's like so in love, obsessive, and that was very fun. When I was with Miranda, when I was with Lou, when it was like Hazel versus Lou, I didn't really know like how it was gonna go. I had to kind of just like play off Miranda and see like how she was gonna spin it. So I would say Miranda. It was great working with her. What Hogwarts house is Hazel? This is difficult. I've thought about this. I've been trying to think of like a reason why Hazel would not be in Slytherin. A villain being in Slytherin is so obvious, and I always like to think like, is there anything else? But I don't think there is. I think Hazel is a Slytherin because she is so driven by what she wants, and she will do like anything to get what she wants.
I will burn your guitar!
What was it like being on the Disney Channel? It was the best, you guys. I was a kid that grew up watching the Disney Channel. Like I loved Lizzie McGuire and freaking That's So Raven. Disney was always on. Like the Disney Channel was always on in our house growing up. So the fact that I got to like be on Disney Channel, and the fact that I got to be like the mean girl on Disney Channel, like with acting, it was my ultimate goal, because that was where my talents were. I was like a theater kid. I'm a character actor. I'm like a really, you know, over the top type of actress. So a lot of roles don't make as much sense for me, but a role like this was perfect. Have you ever gotten recognized as Hazel in public? Like not as much anymore. I actually had to change my hair because I was getting recognized as Hazel in public, and I found out that Hazel like wasn't gonna be on the show anymore, and so kids like started asking me like, where's Hazel? And I didn't know what to say. I just changed my hair. When the show first came out, I would say in airports and probably grocery stores was the place where I was recognized the most. But it was funny because when kids would come up to me, I would have to kind of like gauge if they wanted me to be mean to them or not. Because if they came up to me and they said hi and I just said like, hi, some of them would give me like really weird looks and kind of like, what? And be confused. So then I was like, oh, they want me to be mean to them. So then I would like say something mean, like be Hazel, and then they would love it. And then I'd have to like look at their mom and be like, I'm sorry, I'm bullying your child. What was it like coming back for an episode in season 3? It was great, but it was also really, really weird. Everything was the same, but also very different. Miranda was there, so it was like great seeing her and catching up with her, but then every other cast member was different, so I like didn't know anybody else, but they were all really nice, and I loved being in scenes like with the new cast or whatever. It was great. I loved being back, and I loved that episode. It had a great storyline. This goes along. If given the opportunity, will you guest star as Hazel ever again? Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen if I had to guess. If they ask me back, then yeah, I'd do it. You never know, all right? Oh my gosh, last question. Would you work with Disney again in any future projects? So I loved working for Disney, but at the moment, I am not really pursuing on-camera or TV acting, just for personal reasons. I'm getting older, there's other stuff I wanna do, it takes up a lot of time, and with Hazel and being on Disney Channel, like that was really all I wanted to do with that. What I am interested in, however, is voiceover. So, hi Disney, I would love to be in an animated project with you, please. So yeah, those are all the questions that I have. If you have any more like bunked or acting related questions, feel free to ask them in the comments and I'll answer as many as I can. And also I did a video talking about like my Disney audition and how I like got on Disney Channel. So I'll link that in my description box, so check that out. I gotta go plan my wedding. Bye! I don't remember how to film. This is gonna be fun. It's been a rough couple years. Okay, that big old bitch. Okay, I need to stop. All right, let me just watch that back and make sure I don't hate myself. No, I shouldn't say that. Cut that out. Why can't I speak? Hold on, how should I say that? Well, I'm not starting drama. I'm just talking out of my asshole. I don't want to keep saying fun fact. I like that. Whatever, cut that, Vegard. So, oh my god.